Hey guys, welcome to the Hills Podcast, a podcast of Clovis Hills Community Church and the Hills Church, wherever. I don't know how to do this. All I know is that it's Clovis Hills, and when it's not in Clovis, it's the Hills, right? That's how this works. Sorry. So if you're watching right now, you're either from Clovis, you go to Clovis Hills, you go to Novato Hills, you go to the Hills, Tulare Street. Maybe you go to the Hills online. I don't know. But I'm here with Pastor Mitch, and he just pitched a gem today. And he camped out on Acts chapter 17. This is our second week in Acts chapter 17. I'm going to be honest, we could spend 8 weeks in Acts chapter 17. There's a lot there. But you kind of took the back half of it and you camped in a few verses there. Talk a little bit about the big idea, what you were doing.
Yeah, so the big idea was really just think that we don't think deeply enough in this day and age, and we really don't stop and think about important, meaningful, purposeful things. And I think what I tried to draw out, now you recall that like part of it was Pastor Scott got to do Acts 17, and then you wanted a piece of it, so you got last week, and then I said, okay, now I'm in that game because I want a piece of it in that little section. And it was really, Sean, it was primarily this. Seeing the skill with which Paul operated in that invited space and what he said, you know, like if you really just pay attention to what he said, and that's what I pressed into, like there is just verses 24 to 27, just this idea that God is Lord over everything. He's a creator of the universe. He ordained times and places in which people and nations are established. You might think, oh, okay, that's interesting. Or as I very gently and gingerly tried to navigate this morning, like, what does that mean for me in day 46, walking through a season of grief over the loss of my son? Like that gives a whole new meaning. Like that God literally He is sovereignly in control of everything.
Yeah.
His watchful eye is on every event that occurs under heaven and earth. He has ordained and purposed things. Now, you can't in 30 minutes or whatever unpack it all, but what I was hoping that people would consider, is just think about it. Think about it. There's a Greek word that means to reckon. It's really kind of an accounting word. And I think sometimes we don't reckon with deep things often enough. Mm-hmm. To let them soak and sink in, and what does that mean for me in terms of reordering or rearranging my life?
Yeah, we're always on to the next thing. So the culture we live in nowadays doesn't give us time to stop and think. You have to take it and really ponder. Like, okay, well, what is my life about? What is this season of my life about? Like, who am I? Like, those things are almost shunned in our culture now.
Yeah, and it was helpful, and I shared a little experience I had yesterday out at the rodeo ground. I'm a pastor, so I'm continuing to, be invited into assignments. So 87-year-old man that lived a really good life, a man of faith, a family man, married 61 years. But I'm in this environment, where it's a bunch of cowboys, and, you can smell the barbecue outside, and people are probably like, hurry up and get done. And I just asked them to stop and think. And I took them to Ecclesiastes 7, and the reference point is just this. I just asked them to stop and think, like, it's better that you're here than at a funeral than a festival, is what Solomon says. Because you know what, we're going to have a party after this. It's going to be great because Don lived a beautiful life, and he's in heaven now, but like, this is for us. Like, none of us are getting out of this thing alive.
So no one gets out alive.
No, right? So like part of it,
that's a sermon title for the funeral.
Right? So I just said, why? Like, this service, this moment is for us. I want you to stop and think about your own life. Like, do you feel confident that like Dawn, someday people are going to be gathered and be saying, wow, we're so thankful that he was a man of faith, that he's faithful to his wife Phyllis, 61 years, his kids, grandkids, gave tributes to him, just glowing tributes. It was a beautiful thing to see, but all of that, not so beautiful if there's not hope.
Yeah.
If there's not hope. And that was the thing. I said, listen, Don is more alive than he's ever been. So that's a reason to eat some barbecue. And for some of you, throw down a few cold ones, but nevertheless, I didn't overemphasize that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the message is slow down and think. Like ponder where you are, what you're at, where you're at in your life, and understand that God has put you there. The God of the universe has put you there. And what a poignant message. The baptisms, we had baptisms at our 10:45 service at the North Campus, and that was just electric. It was just a great day. If you're watching right now, you might notice Mitch and I have a uniform on. It's kind of the pastor's uniform. Yeah, you go to the rodeo grounds, they have a uniform, but we pastors just kind of wear slacks and sports clothes. So that's what we do. So hey, as you listen to this, and then maybe you're going to go off to do your small group, look in the curriculum. There's a great Bible study written for this message. You also can find the Clovis Hills podcast if you want to re-listen to it. Share it. Share this podcast. Share all this stuff. It's a great way for you to be the church, because you never know who may stumble onto it and what God does in their life.
Sean, can I just add that I want to encourage all of our listeners and people that are involved. Listen, who is your one?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, this is an important time and season in human history. And I don't want to let that one get past you. Like, we want to pray for your one. We want you to get on the app and submit that name so that we as a staff can pray, because we are eager and expectant that God is just going to save lots of people that we're eager to see come to Jesus.
That's right. So get that one person and start praying for them. The one person you want to invite to church. The one person you want to see come to Jesus, and put it in the app. It's the Who's Your One button on the Clovis Hills app. And let's start praying for them. Give them that invite to church. There's a power in that invitation. And I can't wait to see what God does on Easter and past Easter, what he does in people's lives. So guys, God bless you, and let's go be the church.